Originally, she had thought that there was 2 gunmen and 12 injuries, 12 shooting victims, but apparently that's a lot less now. But she was a little shook up, as I was, and but everything turned out okay.
And so how did you find out that all of this was going on?
She called me and said, Dad, there's 2 gunmen and 12 people have been shot. And so I was shopping in Whittier, and I came as soon as I could down here just to see what I could do. Like, I could do anything. But you just feel so helpless, but I just had to be here.
And how old's your daughter?
She's 23.
She's 23. Where does she work?
She works in that first building for Edison right here.
Okay.
And like I said, everything turned out okay. She's fine, and I guess a minimum amount of injuries. So.
Did she see or hear anything?
Apparently, the guy was in her building and talked to her boss 5 minutes before he went to the next building and started shooting. So she was very, very lucky and very close to it. So. She knew who the gunman was. I'm not sure if they were friends or not, or just acquaintances.
Did she tell you a name?
No, I got no names. Because she actually told that to her mother, and her mother told me that, yeah, she knew who the gunman was. And, yeah, so...
Did she say if he was an employee?
Either a present or past employee, but yeah, he was, at least used to be employed by Edison. So.
Do you know what he was doing? Did she know what he was doing in that office at that time?
Well, apparently he went to originally went to my daughter's boss and was talking with her, and then a couple minutes later, he went next door and started shooting, so...
Does she know why he might have...
No, I don't.
He was in her building first?
Yeah, at first, and 5 minutes later.
But he didn't open shoot there?
No, and
do you know if anyone saw a gun at that time, or no?
Yeah, I heard someone came out of the restroom, and he came out of the restroom, had his gun in his hand, and they said, don't worry. He said, don't worry, this is not for you, and he proceeded to start on his rampage.
Our agency, Baldwin Park, along with many other agencies, responded to assist them. Once we got here off the facility with the officers, we evacuated what employees we could find or people on the facility. We did an active search of the building. We found one person who we believe is the suspect, the primary suspect. He is deceased. We don't know whether or not his murder was self-inflicted. We found other shooting victims in the facility. They were transported to various medical facilities. The update that I have for you now is that we have 3 deceased. As a result of the shooting, we have a total of 5 shooting victims. 3 of those are deceased. We do not have identifying information, obviously. The families have not been contacted yet. I can tell you that 2 of them were deceased inside the building. One of them we believe is the shooter. And a third one, on the way to the hospital, passed away. That's what we have there.
Was he an employee or a former employee? Was he an employee or former employee of Southern California Edison?
My name is Gil, G-I-L, Alexander. I'm the spokesperson for Southern California Edison. Let me begin by saying this is a tragic event. It is a matter, as you know, of police investigation, so we don't have very many details yet. I can tell you that we have approximately 200 Edison employees who work in this facility. Most of them work in our IT department, our information technology department. Some work in our transmission and distribution area, the wires people that keep the lights on in the middle of the night. And it is possible, as a result, that the victims in this case, some at least, may have been Edison employees. We're trying to confirm that now. But first and foremost, this is a tragedy, and Edison's thoughts and prayers go out to the families affected.
Was the shooter an employee of Edison?
We're trying to determine that at this time.
Any idea of a motive?
Trying to determine that.
What type of security do you have of people going into it?
The normal type of Edison security. This would have been a card swipe secured facility.
So someone needs a card to be able to get in?
Into our part of it. We don't own or rent the entire facility, but into our part.
So from what you see, is this contained to one area?
Pardon me?
Was this contained to one area?
That would be a police matter.
Was this area at all, the employees involved, part of any type of layoff notices that went out either today or previously where they were notified of layoff?
So is this whole campus of Palo Alto, or are there other businesses on site?
not lease the entire campus. We have about 200 employees.
Did the shooting take place in the IT department or the transmission department?
Could you repeat the question?
Did the shooting take place in the IT department or the transmission or distribution
We're trying to
department?
determine that. We ourselves don't have access. This is a police investigation.
Okay, but Gil, can you just clarify in terms of... I'm so tired. No, basically, I mean, you have to get in here. You need a car to swipe in. So the idea is there must be someone that can get into this building, an employee or not.
Well, all of those matters are matters of investigation right now. I can tell you that in general, the part of this facility used by Edison is a secure card swipe facility.
And is there any indication that someone might have...
So your sister is in there now, and is she an employee? Have you been in contact with her?
We've been texting her and stuff, but we don't really know what's going on because they're not allowed to like call anyone or use their phones.
Okay, and what have you been hearing from her?
She's been saying that there was a gunman and 2 people got shot and like she can hear the shooting, but like she doesn't know what's going on because they're not allowed to open doors or anything.
So she's just stuck inside the building right
We
now?
don't know what's going on. They're just holding it together.
Okay, and how long has your sister worked here?
She's been working here for, I'd say, a little close to a year. I don't know.
Okay, and so other than that, she doesn't have any
Stuck in
details?
there, they don't really know what's going on or anything.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah.